What's up, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video on how to wash your motorcycle. I like to use car wash. If you use something just like Dawn soap, it's a little aggressive on the paint and stuff, so car wash is perfect for the painted surfaces and is great for washing a motorcycle. Another thing you can also do is just get a spare squirt bottle like this is a Shout, and I just washed it out really good and put some of this soap in there with some water, and you can actually use this instead of a whole bucket if you want with a sponge, so you can just spray this on the bike and then wash it with the sponge and then wash it off. I like to have two different things when washing the bike. This one is kind of like my dirty sponge. It's a little smaller and I can get into small places, so I use this to wash the rims because they're really dirty and usually they have grease and stuff spun on them, especially the rear tire. And then I use something a little bigger. This is probably a little too big because I use this on my vehicle as well, but you can use this to wash all the fairings and stuff. After I'm done washing, I like to use this wax and dry. Just spray a bit of this on and then wipe off with a microfiber towel or cloth or something. Very important things: do not wash your bike when it is hot, especially if you've been running for a while and the chain gets pretty warm. So if you just start spraying water on that, it can cause a chain to stretch and stuff, and it's just not good on all the other components that get hot to cool down so rapidly. That can damage them and warp them. So definitely wash it when it's cold, when it's been sitting for a couple of hours after you've run it or whatever. Also, don't wash it in direct sunlight. If you have soapy water on it in direct sunlight, after a few minutes it can dry off really rapidly and leave streaks and water spots and stuff, so you want to wash it in the shade somewhere. Also, don't use high pressure power washer or anything to wash it, because it can screw up the seals and get into places you don't want it and even take off some of your paint. So in fact, if you don't have a hose to wash it with, you can even get a big bucket of water and use a big cup and just kind of gently pour it over the places once you're done washing it and whatnot. Because you really don't need a bunch of water pressure for something like this, unless, you know, if it were a dirt bike, it'd be a little bit different. I also like to do small sections at a time. If you spray the whole bike with soap and then try and wash it, a lot of times you can get to parts that are already starting to dry. So it's best to do a section at a time, like the front right and then the front and then the front left, and then just take your time. You can see you can probably get away with doing this with a cup of water, because you don't have to have much water if you don't have access to a hose or anything. I have the rear stand behind the bike right now. You don't have to have a rear stand, but it makes it easier to clean the rear tire, especially because that gets a little more dirtier than the front tire because the chain is slinging stuff on it. I'm pretty much done washing. I like to come with a cloth and just wipe off the windscreen and then the mirrors first, and then get off most of the big chunks of water with this rag. Even if it's a little wet, that's okay, and then I'll come back with a microfiber and use the turtle wax to spray on. Also, another thing, if you need to clean your chain, it's always a good idea to do it after you wash the bike, because whenever water gets on the bike, it's inevitably going to get on the chain, and that's never good for the chain. So go ahead and wash your chain if you can after you wash your bike. That's always a good practice.